Most people in the UK believe that property investing is only for the wealthy, the ones with a £50,000 deposit, a six-figure salary, or even a family inheritance. This misconception is holding back countless individuals from building long-term wealth. The truth is, property investment doesn't need a massive salary. What it needs is understanding the right entry point that suits your current financial situation. Stick around as we break down how anyone, even with a modest salary, can start investing in property today. Here's what most people get wrong. They look at the average UK house price of £285,000 and think they need a £70,000 deposit to get started. When their salary is around £30,000 or £35,000, this seems impossible. As a result, they give up on the idea altogether. But this is only one route, the capital-heavy one. The real barrier to property investing isn't your salary. It's knowing which route works for you today. There are three key ways to get started on a smaller salary, each with its own level of investment, involvement, and returns. The key is to start with the right entry point, based on where you are financially today. When it comes to property investing, there are three routes you can take on a smaller salary. The first one is real estate investment trusts, REITs. You can start investing with as little as £1. The second route is shared ownership, where you can purchase a share of a property starting from as low as 10%, with a deposit as small as £2,500. Lastly, there's buy-to-let, which requires a larger deposit but allows you to generate rental income over time. Each route has its own advantages and drawbacks, and each one is designed for people at different income levels. Let's dive into each one and explore how it works. Route 1 is real estate investment trusts, REITs, a fantastic way to start investing in property without the need for a large deposit or mortgage. A REIT is essentially a company that owns and manages a diversified portfolio of income-generating properties, ranging from commercial buildings to residential blocks. When you invest in a REIT, you're buying shares in the company, which means you own a portion of its property portfolio. Unlike traditional property investing, you don't need a hefty deposit, and you don't own the physical property. However, you still benefit from two main income sources: rental income and capital growth, as the value of the properties increases over time. The major advantage of REITs is that they allow smaller investors to gain exposure to property assets with as little as £1. REITs offer a low-risk entry point for those on smaller salaries because the risk is spread across many properties, which helps reduce exposure to market fluctuations. In the UK, REITs typically provide average annual returns of 7 to 9%, which makes them a solid, long-term wealth-building strategy. You can start with as little as £50 per month through a stocks and shares ISA, allowing you to begin earning from property investment today without needing a significant upfront investment. Route 2 is shared ownership, a government-backed scheme designed to help people get on the property ladder without needing the full deposit. This route is perfect for those who want to own a home, but find it difficult to afford a large deposit. With shared ownership, you buy a percentage of the property, usually between 10% and 75%, and pay rent on the remaining share. For example, on a £200,000 property, buying a 25% share would cost £50,000, and with a 5% deposit on that share, you'd only need £2,500 up front. As you build equity over time, you can increase your ownership by buying more shares through a process known as staircasing until you eventually own the property outright. Shared ownership is ideal for first-time buyers earning between £25,000 and £45,000 a year, offering a realistic way to enter the property market. However, there are some restrictions to consider, such as limitations on subletting and certain fees. Still, for those who want to move toward home ownership but need time and additional savings, this option offers a clear and manageable path. Shared ownership provides a stepping stone for those serious about owning a home but who can't afford the full deposit just yet. Route 3 is buy-to-let, the traditional property investment strategy that can still work for lower-income earners, albeit with a longer-term view. While it typically requires a larger deposit, usually around 25%, this doesn't mean it's unattainable. For instance, on a £150,000 property in a high-yield city like Manchester or Sheffield, the deposit would be approximately £37,500. Although this may seem like a substantial amount, with careful saving over several years, it's achievable for many people. The beauty of buy-to-let lies in the rental income. In cities with strong rental demand, gross yields of 6 to 8% are common, meaning you can generate passive income while the property appreciates in value. The rental income helps cover your mortgage payments, and over time, the tenant is effectively helping you build wealth. Buy-to-let is a long-term strategy, so patience is required. However, once you've accumulated the deposit, the investment becomes largely self-funding, providing consistent cash flow and the potential for capital growth. This strategy offers a secure path to wealth building, creating a steady stream of income and long-term financial stability through property ownership. Now that you understand the three routes, here's how to choose the best one for your current situation. If you have under £5,000 saved, start with REITs. Invest £50 a month into a stocks and shares ISA and build your capital base while gaining exposure to property. If you have between £5,000 and £20,000 in savings and want to own a physical property, shared ownership could be a great option. Look into local housing associations and make sure you understand all the associated costs. For those with £20,000 or more and the patience to save aggressively over the next few years, buy-to-let is an excellent long-term strategy. Start by researching high-yield property markets and begin preparing yourself for the future. Whatever route you choose, remember that property wealth is built over time. And it all starts with the right decision today. Congratulations, you now know the 3 realistic ways to start investing in property on a smaller salary. If you're serious about growing your wealth and getting started with property, check out the next video on the screen, where I'll walk you through exactly where to invest your first money and take your next steps. Don't let another year go by without making your move. Start today and build your property portfolio. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more actionable money and property tips. For a deeper dive into real estate investing and specific strategies, hit the video on the screen now. Let's build wealth, one step at a time.